Hello everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Paper Crafting Saturday. I'm Leslie Watkins. Today we're going to be making a portfolio, so we're going to be learning some of the bookbinding skills and using some bookbinding methods to create a really easy, simple portfolio that you can keep your artwork in, your card designs, watercolors, whatever it is that you like. It's really easy. This is not going to be a very long video. And I'm going to be using the new in colors and also the penned, what is it called? The hand penned suite, some of the items from that. So let me show you what I have. Okay, so this is the hand penned suite, and it also comes with this really nice paper. I'm going to show you some of that in just a minute. And I also have the in color cardstock pack. So I think we're going to use some of that. And I have a couple of pieces of cardboard. And these are just some of the cardboard that came with some packaging. And they measure 7.5 by 5.25. So I thought that would be a pretty good size for our little portfolio. It's not going to be very large. And I'm going to be using some of the evening evergreen ribbon. I haven't even opened this yet, so let me get that started. So pretty. I love this deep green color. This coordinates with the paper, but I think it's also going to be a great color for Christmas when we get closer to the holidays and wanting to make cards. So the papers, and I've already gotten into some of them, so we may be missing a few, but I'll give you a quick preview. Zoom you in so you can see more closely. There we go. So, so this is this pattern with the green on the other side, and this is the so the new in colors. I'll just show them to you really quickly. It's pale papaya, polished pink, fresh freesia, soft succulent, and evening evergreen. So this is the soft succulent color. And you've got these. These are my scraps. But we're going to need a full-size sheet for this project. And I want one that coordinates with the ribbon. That would work. That would be very pretty. Move these out of the way. Yeah, I like that. So I think that's the one we're going to go with. And I'm going to get out a piece of the evening evergreen. This is the cardstock, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get out two just in case we need extra. And we're going to be stamping later. First, I just want to make the portfolio. So the way I'm going to do this, get some of this cleared away. You want to make sure that your pattern is facing upright. And I said this was 7.5, so we're going to score the paper. Okay, so I'm going to find the center. So the center would be 6, but I'm going to move it over 1/8 of an inch to 6 1/8, and I'm going to score that. And then I'm going to move it the other way. Let's see. I'm going to keep it at 6. Let's just keep it at 6 for now. And I'm doing this on 5. Whoops. Okay. So here's the thing. You're right here where the arm meets your trimmer is where you have 6 1/4. So what I'm looking for is 6 1/8, and that's right here where the brown plastic begins. So I'm going to put my paper right there for 6 1/8. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to 5 7/8. All right, so that's with the paper facing upright. Then what I want to do is I want to turn the paper. Let me zoom you out so you can see better. I'm going to turn the paper, and I want this to measure a little bit more. So if the height of the book is 7.5, I'm going to need a little bit extra to fold over. So I'm going to say 8. So I'm going to score this now at 8. And that's it for the scoring. So I'll show you what I've done. I've got this coming up like so, okay, and then I have my 2 center scores that are going to give me a 1/4 inch spine. Okay, got a little press so you can hopefully see it a little bit better. All right, so there's my spine of my 12 by 12 piece of DSP, and then I've got this flap that comes up like so, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut this on those score lines. And then snip this little piece out. So we end up with something that looks like this. But if we were using the DSP alone, it wouldn't be strong enough, okay? This is a little bit too flimsy for what I want to use it for. And I want to round these corners, so let me get my corner rounder. Okay, so now we have something that looks like this. And I want to take my double stick tape, which is here. Oh, we need one more. I forgot another score line. So let's just take a quick measurement. Actually, I'll get to that in just a minute. First, I want to take my double stick tape, find the end of it. There we are. And I'm going to run that right across from side to side. Burnish that down. And I'm just pulling off the backing. And I'm taking my ribbon and I'm going to give myself plenty here. Let's see how much I have. So this ruler is a 15 incher. So this is 15, 30, it's about, I would say about 3 feet, so about 36 inches. Because I want to have plenty to tie at the ends. Okay, and now what I want to do is to adhere my cardboard on the inside here. And let me just think about this for a second. Okay. Let me get a better glue. And I'm putting this in here so that this flap comes up easily. All right, and that it's not going over the score line here. All right, so I can see that that's going to fold nicely. So I've got that right where I want it. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, now I can flip that over and burnish that. Hi Ginger, hi Abby. Hey Kelly. Thank you all for joining me. What are you all doing inside on such a beautiful day? Do you have plans for the weekend? I'm thinking that I'm going to have a little barbecue later today and get some of the gardening done around here for once. Okay, so now that I have that, I can see that I made these flaps too wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my pencil here. I'm just going to line this up. So I'm going to snip that off. There we go, that's better. So I'll show that to you again so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm removing these two little side pieces that were just a little bit too long here, because once we fold this in, then they're not going to be needed. So now I need to get my rounder out. Okay, I'm designing this on the fly here. I have an idea in my mind what I want it to be, but I haven't worked out all the details, and I can see we're going to have another little issue with the ribbon, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. So now what I want to do, and this is kind of important, is I want to snip off the corners, but I'm not getting right up to the cardboard, okay? I'm leaving just about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch so that the paper can come up and over that point. Okay, just like that. And now I can take my bone folder and just gently sort of run this along the side of the cardboard like so. Also along the top. And I'm not pressing hard, just a little bit, just to help coax the paper into folding where I want it. And then here, I wanted the ribbon to be really strong, but now it's on the inside, and this has to fold on either side around it. So I'm going to have to make a little incision here just to accommodate the ribbon. Okay, and then snip that off. And I'm being very careful not to snip the ribbon. Okay, and I may have to make a little adjustment to that in a minute. Get these things out of the way. There we go. All right, and I have to do the same thing on this side. So this is not a perfect solution. I'm going to be working on this and coming up with a better idea, but for today, I'm just going to do it like this. What I could do is go down the middle and then just cut to the either side of the ribbon. That might be a better way. There we go. Okay, so now more glue. And actually, before I glue it down, I want to do one more thing. Now, in bookmaking, you can get this really nice Bookmakers Tape. Now, I have it in this extra wide dimension. So this is 2 inches. That's really much more than you need for this project. So let me... it's also available in 1 inch and I think 1.5 inch. So I'm just going to cut a little piece here, and I'm going to center this between my 2 boards. Okay, and then I'm just going to snip that off at the end here. Being careful not to get it on the DSP, so I'm just sort of releasing that gently. Give that a snip. All right. Now the Bookmakers Tape is really strong. This has fibers in it. It's woven. and it's going to protect this spine, and I'm just going to press that down inside there. So I have a nice, beautiful, flexible spine that's also super strong. There we go with that. And now I'm going to do my top flap. So I'm just going to run some glue along here. And I'm going to fold that up, kind of starting in the center. There we go. That's my poor old cat, Sophia. She's getting so old, and I don't think she feels very well, so she's kind of wandering around here, yowling. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to fold in my sides. And so what I'm doing here in the corner is I'm giving that a good press with the bone folder, making sure that that little overlapping piece is folded nicely. And then this is going to fold in like so. And you see that's where I cut out that bit for the ribbon, but I'm going to fix that. Sophia. I know, you don't feel good. All right, now on this side I did it a little bit differently, and this may work better. So what I did was, let me see if I can zoom you in so you can see. What I did here was I made a slit, so it's kind of a T. So I cut in the center this way, and then I cut another cut that is just the width of the ribbon. So this way I can slip the ribbon out like so without cutting the paper. So that's a better solution to doing what I did. I really want to have the ribbon going around the outside of the cardboard to give it extra strength. So I think this will work nicely, and I will just patch that other one on the other side. There we go. And again, I'm pressing the corner. Oops, sorry you can't see. There you go. I'm pressing this corner, making sure that that's nice and tight down, and then just rolling this over. Just like so. Okay, so there's a much neater way of coming around the ribbon. All right, so now let me see. I have just a little scrap of paper here. I'm going to see if I can just put that right over top there. So I'm just going to snip that off. And I'm just going to patch this little area. Oh, geez. There we go. Sorry about that. She's really not doing so well. I think we may have to take a visit to the vet. Okay. So there we go. That's the outside of our portfolio. Okay, so this is how it looks so far, and now this is really good and strong. It's very reinforced. And now what I need is a liner, and for that I'm going to be using my dark green here, the Evening Evergreen. And so I have to trim this down. So this is going to be 10.5 by looks like 7 3/8. So let's see. Seven 3/8 by 10.5. Okay, and I'm keeping it even with the bottom here. Okay, now I want to be sure that these edges don't lift. So I'm just going to take this little piece of scrap and I'm just going to smooth out the glue close to the edge. Like so. And again, I'm going to keep this parallel to the bottom. I want to make sure that that's nice and snug there. And then very gently, I'm just going to run my bone folder in the center here. And I'm just kind of easing it. You don't want to go too firmly too soon. You just want to kind of gently fold it on itself. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I can give this a little bit of a burnish. Make sure this is all lining up nicely. And I have my nice little spine in the back. Okay, and there's my portfolio. And I can put these flaps up so that I can tuck my artwork or my cards or whatever it is that I want in there. And then I've got my nice long ribbon. That I can tie it shut with. And I want to be generous with the ribbon, make sure that there's enough so that once this is filled, it'll still be easy to tie. Alright, so now all we have to do is decorate the outside of our little portfolio. Okay, and it's nice and sturdy. Okay, so it's going to protect the contents. And I've got the hand-penned petals stamp set here. And I'm going to get myself a piece of Whisper White or basic white paper. You could also use watercolor paper if you wanted to and paint a decoration for the cover. And I'm going to use this large bouquet. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Evening Evergreen ink to match the ribbon. A lot of extra ink on there. And now what I want to do is I want to get one of my dies. So I'm going to use, let's see what I've got here. I've got the Stitch So Sweetly, and I think that large one will fit. Yeah. Okay. That looks really nice. Maybe a little bit more this way. Okay, and I want to make sure I get this on the right side. So this is the cover. And I'm just going to glue that down onto the cover like so. And there's my little sturdy portfolio. So I hope that gave you some ideas to ways that you can store your watercolors, your sketches. You can even store your card ideas if you have a nice card cover that you like, that you want to remember for the future. You could have a whole collection of them in your little portfolio. And it would also make a very nice presentation portfolio if you want to fill it with some envelopes and some note cards. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope that you are enjoying the beautiful weather that I have here. Let me just check and see if there's any questions here. Hi, okay, hey, I see that Jocelyn is here. Hi, Jocelyn. All right, so that's it. I'll see you again on Monday for Marvelous Monday at 12 noon. And if you're not on my mailing list, please go to dandelioncottagedesign.com and subscribe to Notes from Dandelion Cottage to stay up to date for all of the upcoming workshops and classes. Stay well, stay happy, stay creative, and I'll see you next time.